300 years after my death, I opened my eyes again, only to find every single one of my disciples had become an absolute legend. My first disciple's body was unmatched, dominating the entire righteous path. My second disciple could read the heavens and see through all things. Even the little beggar I casually took in had become an empress. And it all started 300 years ago. I was one of the greatest cultivators in this world. I took in 100 incredibly gifted disciples, but fate wasn't on my side. I only lived to 200 and died of natural causes. But 300 years later, the system brought me back to life and told me, earn enough worship for my disciples and I'd live forever. Before I could even celebrate, I realized my cultivation had dropped to less than a tenth of what it used to be. But with countless techniques still locked in my memory, getting back to the top was only a matter of time. First things first, I needed to get out of here. With that thought, I headed straight for the valley exit. At the valley entrance, a few disciples from the Qingyuan sect stood guard. Senior brother, what's the deal with this valley? Why did the Empress send us to guard it? This is where the Holy Master was buried. They say most of the big shots across every major faction were his disciples, even the Empress herself. What a shame though. The Holy Master was just born with a short lifespan. Before he could finish, footsteps echoed from inside the valley, and a young man walked out. He cupped his hands and asked, "Hey friends, which way to Kangyun town?" The guards froze up and forgot to answer. The young man shook his head and just walked away. It wasn't until he disappeared from sight that everyone snapped back to reality. Someone just came out of the valley. The senior disciple's face went pale. He shouted, "Move! Go report to the Empress and all the Peak Masters, now!" And with that, he bolted back toward the sect. Inside the Qingyuan sect's main hall, Empress Su Qingyuan sat on her throne in a purple gold robe, cold, composed, and commanding. The moment she heard the urgent report, she shot to her feet. A terrifying peak-level aura exploded and swept through the entire hall. What did you just say? Someone came out of the Holy Master's forbidden ground? The disciple who delivered the report was shaking in his boots and quickly told her everything he'd seen. A young man, early divine refinement stage by the looks of it, with an extraordinary presence. He asked for directions to Kangyun town and left. Su Qingyuan was shaken to her core. She had placed the Qingyuan heavenly seal over that forbidden ground. Not even the top experts of this era could slip in undetected. She forced down the excitement and unease rising in her chest. Then she gave the order in a steady voice. "Send word. Lock down Kangyun town. Search every inch within 1,000 miles for this young man. And whatever you do, do not be disrespectful." By then, I had already crossed over the mountains, and the sight in front of me left me speechless. The little Kangyun town I remembered had grown into a massive, magnificent city. I followed the crowd inside. Shops lined every street. The place was buzzing with people. Absolute chaos in the best way. I stopped at a tea stall and started asking an old man about Kangyun City. I also casually brought up a high-ranking female cultivator surnamed Chen. The old man just shook his head. "If you want info," he said, "head to the Tianji Pavilion on the east side of the city. That's your spot. As long as you've got enough spirit stones, there's nothing they can't find out." I made my way to the Tianji Pavilion, a 9-story bronze tower standing tall on the street, covered in flowing runes. The plaque read, "Know the heavens above, know the earth below," and something about that hit me. That was my second disciple's catchphrase. I sat down and cut straight to the point. "I'm looking for Su Qingyuan." The attendant went pale on the spot, dropped his pen, and frantically